The early childhood development sector says it's appalled by the Department of Social Development's silence on the exclusion of its teachers from vaccinations. The acting health minister has said it was not practical to include ECD staff in the basic education rollout, but plans for vaccinating them are underway. On the 21st Monday, the 21st of June, the ECD owners of South Africa sent an open letter to Minister Lindiwe Zulu, the Presidency and the Department of Basic Education. Their hashtag is the forgotten sector. Johnny de Kock, co-founder of Early Childhood Development Owners of South Africa, joins us. And just to let the viewers know, we ourselves also extended an invitation to the Minister of Social Development, and we've received a response that she is not available. So just tell us, just how far back did this fight start? Because we knew at some point that teachers were in line to receive a vaccination, and the ECD sector falls within the Education Department and Social Development.
So, when we first heard about the vaccination, we were quite excited because we thought, thinking it's going to apply to everybody. We were a little bit wary because throughout the whole of lockdown, the ECD sector has been sidelined. So we were sort of watching the media and seeing. And then when we saw Angie actually saying that 22,000 ECD's workforce would be vaccinated, and we know we've got over 180,000 in our workforce, we realized it did not apply to us. It only applied to the ECD centres that fall under basic education.
So let's perhaps explain to some viewers who aren't aware of why you fall within the two sectors and why the acting health minister has said that it's not practical to include all ECD members within the education sector. So just tell us a little bit more about what the ECD sector does, and if plans are well underway for your vaccination, just how far away is it?
Well, just to answer your first question, if your ECD centre is a standalone ECD centre, meaning that it's not on a school's property. Now, bear in mind, most ECD centres that are on a primary school's property are privately owned. You will then fall under social development. If you've got grade R1, 2, and 3 going up, you will fall under Department of Basic Education. We have absolutely no clue when the rollout will be for us, why we were excluded. We've been appealing and appealing. Can you please just talk to us? Even the big organizations, not once have we been told why we were excluded, that we were excluded, or when we can expect to receive our vaccinations.
And you've lamented silence, you say, from the Department of Social Development. Why do you say this? What would you categorize as silence, as in complete non-communication, or a response that you would believe is favorable?
No, complete silence. I think if the sector was contacted and said, look, it's not feasible, we're trying, we're doing what we can, this is when we're planning to do it, but there's absolute silence. Emails go unanswered. We've emailed the Presidency, the Minister of Social Development. I cannot even tell you how many emails have gone out from us and other organizations. It's been our hashtag, the forgotten sector. The sector is not just about the vaccinations. It was right from when lockdown happened. We have been scrambling, never knowing what's happening. Our minister is conspicuous in her absence. We hardly ever get any information on anything. And she does not fight for us. She does not fight for us like Angie fights for her sector.
And you say this is on top of the sector being angry over the way COVID-19 relief funds have been distributed. Is it because you haven't received any, or it has not addressed some of the major issues, which, of course, has you clamoring for vaccination?
I think the stimulus fund and the vaccinations are really two different things. But yes, we've had to take the minister to court a few times. Money was allocated for the ECD sector. At the moment, out of 496 million that was allocated to get some of our centres running again, to pay staff, only 40 million in the Western Cape has been paid out. The sector is struggling, and especially in the impoverished areas. There are so many. We estimate only about 20 to 30 ECD centres have managed, 30% of our ECD centres have managed to reopen. So it's the poorest of the poor. It's the people who really need the help that are not getting it. As for the vaccination, we are working with the most vulnerable. And let's be honest, we are more hands-on than teachers are in a school. And we are very, very happy that they are getting the vaccination. It's more about us being left out and not included. And we feel that it's discrimination. We deserve equal consideration, and we're not getting it.
So let's just then look at the next 14 days. Will this help ease the pressure if schools are closing down, or will it create even more problems if you say that you are being ignored, virtually non-existent from what you're saying because nobody is heeding your pleas? How do you foresee the next 14 days playing out?
It's been gazetted that ECD centres are to remain open under lockdown level 4. So it's only, we are not classed as schools. We haven't been classed as schools, something that we are quite sort of shocked about. So it's definitely a choice that people in the ECD sector have, if they're private businesses. But remember, our economy hasn't closed down. Our parents are going to work. Our parents need a safe place for their children to be. So ironically, the ECD sector is the sector that is staying open to help ease the pressure on the economy so parents can go back to work. They're also nervous to send their children to the grandparents now because it's just a risk. So, as I say, it's very ironic that the ones that are continuing to work with the children are not vaccinated, but the ones who are vaccinated have 2 weeks off. It's ironic.
Well, I hope you do get some answers soon, and please do keep in touch with us to keep us abreast of the developments. Jenny de Kock, co-founder, Early Childhood Development Owners of South Africa, saying that they're going to stay open because they haven't been classed as schools. But remember, some of the ECDs, not a significant amount, fall under the education department, which he says they will be getting vaccinated, but not so those that fall under the Department of Social Development. We did reach out to the minister and were told that she is not available.